Right, and welcome to the second match. My stream says match 1 starting soon. Cool, I should probably change that test. Might be a good idea. Match 2 starting soon. Hello everybody. This is match 2 of the Season 4 Losers Tournament. And Ceres is not going to be with us today, so it's actually a 3-player match. We will work through what that means here in a bit. I need to fix Ricky's stream cropping really fast, but that won't take too long, hopefully. Be doing this on the fly really fast, and then we'll be starting this race. So figure out how to crop this properly. Where's the reset button? There we go. I know, very prepared. But today's goal has just been revealed to our racers as of a few minutes ago. So the racers will have a couple more minutes to figure out what they want to do for their route in this run, and then they will just be doing it basically. One sec to get this 1221. That should be good enough. Okay, so the goal, now the chat is going to get the goal revealed for the very first time. And the goal for this race is an interesting one. The goal is you need to do 5 ATEX and then SA POW Jonah second. That is going to be our race goal today. So we are going to get started here soon. The audio is going to be an issue, but it'll be just like last race. You'll have to be used to it. And we have a handy tracker on screen that is going to show the progress as we go on. All right, I'm ready. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Any more questions you got?
No.
Okay. Let me close that. I'm going to leave the race room, and then it'll be 15 seconds from there. So.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
And we should start.
Good luck, everyone. Three, 2, 1. Let's go.
Alright, so the main thing with this race category in particular is you do have the option to ATEC anybody you want. These can be campaign ATECs if you have the ability to do that. They can be free duel ATECs if you don't get a trap early on. You have a lot of freedom. You could do some extra duelists. It's really just you want to get through World Tournament as fast as you can, get a deck that can ATEC as soon as you can, and then once that's finished, you hopefully have a strong enough deck to SA POW Jono too. That's kind of the silly ending part of this tourney. I gotta add one thing to the layout here really fast because yeah. But we'll see if any of our runners opt to check the deck, opt to go in. Link appears to be just going in with the deck. See, Dark Hole Umi Black Pendant for Ricky. Namitai is also going straight in. I assume everybody will probably just go into Simon. Yeah, everybody, or not to Simon. Everybody is going in at the beginning. Add an image. Get that off here. Boom. Okay, that should be good enough. Alright, we did not get to see all of the runners' decks. We'll see them as we start Haishin here. We have Jono on screen to fill up the empty space. rickyjay's cursor is on the screen. I will try not to get annoyed at that. Link, I see 2 Thunders in there.
Not a bad deck.
Mine was flexible.
Namitai still has not checked the deck, taking my strategy, I see.
Oh no, Magical Labyrinth.
Yeah, this is a really interesting category.
No, Magical
I want
Labyrinth.
0 Darkfall and Black Pendants.
It's going to be a very interesting category because you can attack several people through campaign with defensive wins. Is anybody knowledgeable to go for the defensive win attacks? I'm surprised nobody opted to do any of Egypt 1 because you can win some fake traps through campaign that can allow you to attack all through World Tournament. Like the optimal route, if we're thinking, going in reverse, you know, Kaiba, Isis, Pegasus, Bakura, Shoddy, you would need to win the trap before Shoddy and then do 5 straight. So the route you're thinking, you probably want to BCD Maya and Keith, get the trap early, and then you have potentially 5 campaign ATEX in there. But you have defensive wins you can do early. We'll see who opts to do more campaign ATEX and who opts to do some more stuff later on. But this will be probably a fairly short run. We might even finish under an hour. See if anyone will try to ATEC, you know, Rets campaign, because defensive win Rets is a lot better than some people realize. Defensive win Rets can give invigoration, you know. Most people with ATEX can win traps. I'm currently muted for the racers, so hopefully I'm not spoiling, you know, too much info on their end. But like, we'll see who everybody opts to ATEC in this particular run. Alright, so Link off to the start. We see a couple okay fusions that usually beat Rets in this first hand. We'll see what he opts for. He's going for Gigatech Wolf. Probably the smarter choice because it's pretty safe if you play it in defense. Everybody just getting to the start of the game. They all took the same early route. See if there are any possible defensive wins going on at the beginning of the game, because that is an ATEC method. See if anyone tries to deck out anybody. Probably not, but...
It's really nice. I got 3 Firegraphs.
Right, finally, the first peek at Namitai's deck, you know. Get a Cyber Soldier at the start. Now, defensive wins are kind of hard until you win, like, larger monsters. But there could be some decent defenders in the starter decks here. We're seeing a BCD Rats attempt from Namitai, it seems like. And then Ricky's screen over in the corner, we see a nothing fusion. But Flame Swordsman, you know, good enough starting out. Hopefully I can keep up a little better with 3 streams here. We're gonna see a Kappa Avenger fusion? No, we're gonna see, could have gone Kappa Avenger.
When you have to equip
There.
the roll bird.
Instead, we see Rose Spectre. Good play. Good play. Trying to monitor 3 streams at once. I don't think anything crazy will happen here at the beginning. ATEX very early on are not usually that good, so we'll see if we can probably win some fusion material first before anyone opts to go for the ATEX. Ricky having a little bit of trouble early on, but you know, the deck will get better. Link finishing up here. Namitai actually took the lead by saving a turn there. Got a BCD here. You know, you could win Eat Gaboon. Both runners opting to BCD at the beginning. Oh no, that was DMK for Link. Okay, and that makes sense. Namitai went to Rets. Link ATEC'd, or not ATEC, did the BCD on DMK. Namitai going straight into Weevil. You know, this could be a good strategy, going straight in. You know, you don't have to beat very many people this run. See, nothing special there. Nothing special there. Link got some dragons, which is a good start. Seeing a 3-2 deck over there already, which is solid. Namitai does have Magical Labyrinth, but has Raigeki, which is good, and has a Thunder in the starter deck. And rickyjay's going into DMK as well. I hope Namitai's safe, because at the beginning here, you know, your deck isn't that great to handle people like Weevil. This could be a problem. See a Dragon Zombie from rickyjay. Okay, Dark Elf's a pretty good turn 1 play. It's a lot easier to keep up with 3 streams compared to 4. We do only have 3 players in this match. We couldn't get a replacement. One of our runners did have to drop out for circumstances, so... So nobody appears to be going for any kind of ATEX yet. You know, ATEC Weevil does drop good cards like Dark Hole. Yeah, the starter decks are not doing very much here. They're getting through the fights they have to get through, but not a lot of great monsters here. Link finishing up Duel Master K with the A-Pow. You know, A-Pow's fine. You still drop things. I saw a Thunder in there, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I did see a Thunder. And Namitai should be beating Weevil this turn. With the BCD. Fairly good early game for those first few duels. We are going straight to Mai. So, like I said before, if Namitai can pull a trap from Mai or Keith, this sets up really nicely to be able to attack all the way through in campaign. We see no bear traps, so no traps so far, despite going for the BCDs in campaign. I mean, you really need bear trap at minimum to be able to make this work. But black land drop and actually fairly good fusion material. It's a pretty good set of drops there. rickyjay winning. No dragons or thunders, but some monsters, you know, they do things. So nobody's gone for any of the ATEX yet. Nobody's been able to attempt one. And a Takari Minnows start over here. That doesn't appear to be beatable with this hand. Which is kind of a problem. Should be a dump entire hand. This could be a My Loss screen if things go really bad. And that is a twin-headed from Mai. That is probably not good. Early twin-headed fusion from Mai. That's probably just going to be a loss, honestly. You know, you can dump and see if you get Raigeki. It's really your only option. Mai does have a good fake-out chance, but you're not really going to beat that. Alright, just going to take the loss here. Now, is Link going to move on after that DMK? His deck's 3-3. Oh, that was Rats. Okay. I think Ricky is still on DMK. See who becomes the first to pick up a trap card here. Good drops from Link. I see another dragon in there. So pretty good set of drops there. Namitai's gonna take the loss. Hopefully there was a save in there. Hopefully there was a save. We had a situation during a previous match where we did have a loss without a save. We'll see where Namitai goes back to here. Hopefully not too far. Hopefully not too far back.
But I save it. Yeah. But I save it.
Yeah, the rare my loss screen. No one ever sees this. I believe everybody's won a black land from Weevil who's made it there. I don't know who's dueling who at the moment. I'm just watching. And this is our second match of the tournament. So far, Namitai has 2 points and Link has 1 point. Ricky has not raced yet, so this will be his first chance. The winner of this race will earn 5 points. However, that is subject to change because Ceres, who dropped this race due to IRL circumstances, will probably be able to re-race this. We haven't fully determined what will happen, but the winner of this race will earn 5 points, putting them in first place for the moment. Yes, this is match number 2. The goal of this race is to do 5 ATECs and then end it off with an SA POW on Jonah second. So, looks like Ricky is definitely going for B POW Mai, hoping to win the trap. I don't see anyone currently opting for these alternate ATEC conditions. I saw a Prevent Rat in Namitai's deck, you know. Something like that could be useful for some defensive wins on certain duelists. Nobody has opted for anything wild yet. So this will be interesting to test the runner's knowledge of potentially alternate ways to do ATECs if they don't win a trap card early on. Because you could wait until you win a trap and then do free duel ATECs, but that would cost a lot of time. We'll see if Ricky can get lucky here. See if Link can get lucky off of the Weevil drops as well. Basically, winning a trap early on does give you a significant advantage in being able to do normal ATECs, but you would have to ATEC, for example, everybody from Shoddy onward at worst, so. And I don't see a trap in there from Ricky. Got a few more chances. This may be an ATEC attempt on Mai right now. There is a defender down there. So Namitai might be going for this at the moment. I don't know about this deck for fusions, so it's going to be interesting. But this looks like the first ATEC attempt we've seen. Looks to be trying to go below 1k, going for defensive wins. You know, this would be an early lead if this ATEC Mai can work, but defensive wins aren't super easy on Mai. She only has a 25% chance to attack. And going below 1k, you still are going to need the defensive wins. Are there enough big defenders in this deck, though, or is this going to be a waste of time? Because if you fail the ATEC, that's really, really rough. One of our runners had some IRL circumstances come up, so we couldn't find a replacement in time, so they're going to probably have the option to just do a run of this themselves, like solo, and compare their time with these. One underrated method for getting the defensive win off is also field boosts, potentially. I don't know what field Namitai has, but this is like not working too well right now. We'll see if they can get the ATEC out of this, but It's interesting, the runner's trying to do these A-techs. We'll see who's able to get the first one. Well, there's a couple fusions. I don't think the fusions are going to be the problem. So Link did opt for S-POW on Mai, as we see the Thunder Drops in there. rickyjay's on Keith. I see definitely a BCD attempt here. Trying to win the trap. So all three runners are kind of doing slightly different things, which is always interesting. rickyjay does get the B rank. Now if you win a trap card here, you can attack all the way through, shoddy onward. You could potentially farm for a trap in free duel as well. Like, you could farm for the trap in free duel, or you can just, like, hope to attack in the free duel. This is an interesting board for Namitai. I assume that's still Prevent Rat down there, but it still hasn't been attacked this whole time. This is something, let's say that. Mai does not want to attack. There's a Prevent Rat, but you can't play that face down. You can't put anything face down because you have to clear space first. This is, yeah, sketchy beginning right here. But definitely kind of unique thing we don't usually see people go for. Defensive win A-techs on Mai. This is already the best tournament of 2024. Changed my mind. Link is finishing up Keith here on the next turn. Ricky's in the shoddy cutscene, and Namitai is in pain. Hey, nope, not quite. Not quite the defensive win. They'll still try to attack anything on the board that they can first. Alright, there's the second chance for the second defensive win. Link with the B-POW. And I'm not seeing a trap for Ricky, so still nobody with the trap at this point. Ooh, now this is a good fusion chain. Making Dark World Thorns and going into the female here. At some point you are going to have to force these defensive wins. Link with the Link with the Olympics ad break during the shoddy cutscene. Perfect. Can they A-tech whoever? Oh my god.
Can they ATEC whoever they want?
Yes, they can, Chin. Yes, they can A-tech whoever they want as long as they get 5 A-techs. I did see the first defensive win finally get off from Namitai. We need another defensive win. Keep in mind that the problem with defensive wins on Mai is she's only 25% to attack. So this is going to be interesting, that's for sure. I would not play that face down because that might not get the defensive win if she attacks that with something else. We'll see. Since I couldn't figure out how to turn these alerts off, we'll just put all sub money towards the prize pool or something. Like, please don't sub for this. Alright, did you win a trap, Link? I didn't notice.
I didn't.
Okay. The ad just finished, like, as you scroll down. And I'm now announcing because Chin subbed with Prime that any subs I get will go toward the prize pool of some kind. So it seems like Ricky is currently working on a shoddy A-tech. Namitai is having one of the most scary Mai duels that I have ever seen. Because this duel could lose, you know, like 9 minutes if this ends up not being an A-tech. You do need to get a second defensive win, and this is kind of the problem. Playing another defender face down that might not be large enough. That caused a problem earlier. Now, Shoddy's a lot easier to get the defensive wins off, so we'll see how well Ricky can do it. Link does not appear to be going for the Shoddy A-Tech. And this is potentially a problem.
Last chance.
Really has to get this defensive win off here. Only 25% chance. Really hoping to get this.
No. No.
God,
No.
could have had it, but the Guardians start over, so that is likely a failed A-Tech. Likely a failed A-Tech. And a lot of time wasted. But we'll see. We'll see. B-Techs do not count. So this does have to be an A-Tech. That was a really unfortunate time waste tool for the C-Tech for not getting the second defensive win. That was a rough duel.
Having bad equipment. Much collaborative.
Yo, Link has obtained a trap card.
Much collaborative.
We have good news. Link has obtained the first trap card of the run.
At least one equipment.
The bad news is Ikaboon.
At least one
Like
equipment.
Pendant works on Pub King, doesn't it?
Yes.
There's the Ikaboon turn 1 on Bakura. And tossing the Ikaboon. You're really gonna toss Ikaboon?
I'm not using it this time round.
Well, why not? But you know, in theory, nobody has successfully completed an A-Tech yet, so
Yeah.
so Namitai is technically not behind, but is behind on the duel progress by a little bit. But because none of our runners have won a good trap yet, there's still possibility to take the lead if we can just get a trap drop from Keith here. Alright, so Link has got, or not Link, Ricky has got the damage in. There's a lot of parts, a lot of
It's
moving parts to
placeholder
this
for
A-Tech.
If I get a better trap.
A lot of moving parts in this one, let's just say that. And we're so far 25 minutes in. Still watching and waiting. Now it's Ricky's turn in the spotlight to finish up this fun shoddy A-Tech. You know, most people on A-Tech, they drop things like Fake Trap, or at least, you know, so it does open the door for some future A-Techs that are not as awful. Are we seeing a Bakura A-Tech from Link? No, we're not. We're seeing the face down play. I was hoping for Bakura A-Tech. Shoddy's a lot more comfortable to A-Tech because it's a lot easier to get those defensive wins. I believe Shoddy's 50-50 to attack, which is a lot better. So Link and Namitai are going to have a chance to get a trap drop here. Namitai from Keith and Link from Bakura. We have two chances. Ricky finishing up the A-Tech attempt on Shoddy. This would be the first A-Tech. And we still see no trap card from Link, so the strategy of rushing through is, I mean, he does have Ikaboon, which does work for Pegasus. It can work for Kaiba. It can work for Mage Soldier, you know. You know, there are people you can A-Tech. You could technically, you know, go take that Ikaboon, go back to Shoddy free duel and A-Tech there. You know, that is an option. And hopefully Ricky can pull this A-Tech off. Really hope this is an A-Tech. This would be really, really rough if it isn't. So we'll hopefully get it here.
Pretty sure I got fusions. even if that one didn't go off.
Those fusions did look pretty good, yeah. Playing the Yami for the magic. And Ricky is going for the first A-Tech on Shoddy. And it is left arm! That is a ding! Left arm! Hold on. Where's the button? Oh! Nice left arm. It's a very nice left arm drop. And I see no trap for Namitai. All these races are in 15 card.
Oh wait, no, not two, just one effect. Right.
Link is currently
And
attempting
that
to
was a
suffer.
scrap tech. Of course it was.
Yo, Goblin fan? So one A-Tech has been successful. The problem is there's still no trap card and really not another duelist that's really good to A-Tech with defensive wins. Depending on your deck, you can defensive win A-Tech Kaiba, but you need to have some large defenders, and I'm not sure if the deck has enough for that. Namitai very likely going to try to A-Tech Shoddy here. That would be pretty smart. You can technically A-Tech the same duelist 5 times, but it would be optimal to A-Tech your way through campaign rather than free duel. But it's looking like some free duel A-Techs are going to happen for all of our runners. As nobody managed to get a useful trap early on. Link is trying with Ikaboon. So one thing you can do with Ikaboon is if you do see a Neptune play, you can opt to hopefully let Pegasus play Raigeki. It's kind of scary, but the Neptune would be able to trigger Ikaboon because it's Toon Alligator. It is small enough. But the Neptune could also be Tatsuno Toshigo. This is an interesting goal, yes, Mars. Welcome. This is A-Tech 5 times. And so far, rickyjay has got an A-Tech on Shoddy, and that's the only A-Tech thus far. Nobody has a good trap yet. Namitai opted for a defensive win on Mai, but unfortunately couldn't get the defensive wins. It's been interesting so far. The drops have not been too kind, but it's a different way to test some like game knowledge and alternate methods to do things. Ricky taking down Bakura. Link is currently partway into a Pegasus A-Tech with Ikaboon attempt, which I don't recommend anybody ever do in their lifetime. So this could be some amount of suffering. This is definitely a more difficult goal than the last time, but a lot of it comes down to just like, do you win a trap? Because if you win a trap, this makes it a lot easier. But if you don't win a trap, you can just do some of these alternate methods and possibly, you know, not waste a whole bunch of time. Got a blocker for a defensive win, possibly. Still no trap for Ricky that I saw. And on Link's side, Pegasus is still not down to Toon Alligator. We'll get there eventually. Hopefully we'll get there eventually. Alright, there's one defensive win for Namitai on Shoddy. And draws the Prevent Rat. You know, a lot of these cards are really good for getting these defensive wins. Taking damage ends up being more of a struggle usually on Shoddy. You can let Shoddy fuse, you know, it's usually not too bad. He has no scary magics.
When you need one.
He has no scary magics. There's the damage with the Guardian Star Boost. Works pretty well. Is that a Queen Bird start from Pegasus for Ricky? Still not even down to Gator yet. I'm occasionally unmuting in the call, but I'm not giving, you know, dual advice. So the dual advice is stuck for here. I think Link is tossing too many cards. We'll need to see a Toon Alligator come out here soon, or else this is a failed ATEC. But at least when you fail an ATEC on Pegasus, you can win a trap card. So. This is likely going to be a fail. Likely going to be a fail. This
Can't be a Toon Gate this time. Speechless a bit
What
high.
the fuck's for Pete's sake?
That is a Faceless Mage for rickyjay, getting walled there on the final turn. But the Raigeki is going to make it possible to get over the Faceless Mage. It's just going to be a little slow. Oh, well, I mean, this does get over Faceless Mage, but only barely. I don't think Clown Zombie takes Black Pendant. Oh, it does. Neat. Very interesting. Unfortunately, Link is going to have to abandon this ATEC. Never went to Toon Alligator. Never even went down to where Toon Alligator could have been.
Well, it's not an ATEC, but still. I tried.
And at least you can win a trap on the failed ATEC.
No trap.
Yeah, so far this has been a pretty rough start. But we're definitely seeing these shoddy ATECs be something, that's for sure.
Bad Fuso? Bad Fuso?
Yo, Witch's Apprentice? That's a card.
It's not one you see often.
I don't think I've ever seen that in this game. So, a quick update. Currently, rickyjay is the only one to successfully complete an ATEC, but hopefully Namitai is able to get one here. None of our runners have a useful trap yet, so it's definitely making this one more of a struggle. Maybe the play should have been rushed through to Kaiba and just ATEC free duel.
Pick this with a nice Radiant.
Have a Metal Fish Fusion in hand. There we go. Alright, Ricky has a chance to win a trap here from Pegasus. The slow scroll gets a DT, you know, that is helpful. And there's Acid Trap Hole. That is a big, big drop for Ricky. Definitely giving him the advantage at this point. Definitely the advantage. That is a big drop for Ricky, and this should potentially, you know, if you want to, you could ATEC Isis here. It's definitely looking like all of our runners will likely have to do some free duel ATECs unless a trap drops here from the shoddy duel. You don't necessarily have to Geki here if you're Namitai because you've already done your magic play. I assume there's been an equip played. I really hope this is an ATEC. You don't want to fail 2 in a row, and these are really slow duels too. This shoddy duel's like 8 minutes.
Yay!
And
Yay.
Namitai gets the first ATEC of their run with Fake Trap as the first drop. So that's going to help greatly. That possibly allows 5 ATECs all the way through campaign with Bakura, Pegasus, Isis, Kaiba still to go.
Definitely.
Definitely rewarded after
Definitely.
how that started.
One card we quite often don't want him to play.
Of course.
Link's,
Toon Gator.
Link's life points are on 950 at the moment.
Geki?
No, Toon Alligator.
Yo, Raigeki? That helps for the Atex, that's for sure. The shoddy Raigeki. I'm going to press the ding button again for that one. Alright, Link finishing up Isis. Hopefully going to win something here.
Hey. Now we can.
And now everybody has a trap, finally. So the one thing Link does have right now is the progress lead. So, but is not going to be able to do the Atex in campaign. So every runner does have a very good trap. Namitai has a fake trap, rickyjay has acid trap hole, and Link has widespread. So all three of these will work on pretty much every monster you're going to encounter the rest of the way. Don't have to worry about very much. It's nice when everybody has a trap. Link does not have an equip, but Follow Wind is like in the higher tier of equips for working on things that aren't twin-headed. Works on a lot of base dragons if you have to get that off. Currently watching rickyjay suffer through an Isis A-Tech attempt. Isis A-Tech is very underrated. There's a lot of good cards there. And we will likely see a Kaiba A-Tech attempt from Link. At this point, you should probably go free duel, because you're going to have to. So you could treat this almost like a vanilla attempt. Namitai opting for A-Tech Bakura. You know, has a chance to go 5 for 5 through campaign here. But not a good hand in terms of control at the moment. Currently losing to Bakura with that Stone D fusion. And a good hand for Link is going to take board control on, I assume, Kaiba. Ooh, this is a rough one for Namitai. Doesn't have a good monster to play there. I mean, you can take out the Aquamador and survive a little bit longer. You did get the trap activation, too. I feel like this deck is going to be a problem, only having, like, the really weak monster count. This is an interesting one, that's for sure. Like, I feel like this runs a lot slower pace. It's a lot easier for me to commentate on this one than the previous one. This has been wild because you're definitely seeing the runners struggle a lot more with trying to figure out, you know, what they should play in any situation. See Raigeki play, having to survive here on Bakura. Now you're just hoping there's no wall, but I believe Namitai does have 2 Raigekis, which will be helpful later. This hand isn't much better, though. That's kind of the problem. Playing the blocker in defense. That's a Moon in defense. Can't beat blocker. Interesting. You could play a second blocker. Is gonna go with the second blocker. I think you beat that with Shining Friendship. Ooh. Ooh. This is probably 1800 attacker battle steer. It's even smaller. Okay. This is a weird Bakura duel. And the final turn of this Isis A-Tech attempt for Ricky. I assume everything's been done there. Ooh, the bear trap is a problem. Seeing all 3 runners attempt an A-Tech right now. Namitai's definitely in a rough spot with this deck. And rickyjay with a B-Tech. 13 fusion.
That was a waste.
13 fusion. Feels bad. So all of our runners have had varying degrees of struggling right now. They have all failed an A-Tech so far. Namitai taking the loss to Bakura. And Link is in control on Kaiba with the 33 twin-headed. So it's only a matter of time here as long as the deck can get fusions. Now if Ricky's smart here, he will opt to go to free duel. Yes. It's the correct play. Because, like, you do have to do more A-Techs. So even if you A-Tech Kaiba, you still have to do some free duel A-Techs in there. Going for the Eternal Drought Fusion. Good start. Yeah, this is definitely more struggles than we had during our first match.
That was not supposed to happen. I was supposed to play that onto it, not use it.
Ricky has just Yami boosted a Faceless Mage. Link appears to be searching which monsters take follow wind at the moment with that delay. That would be my guess, yep. A lot of base dragons take it. Komori Dragon would have been fine. You know, this works. So, just making sure we get the equip off there. Kaiba's down very low. You have to make sure you don't kill him with your effective attacks here. That is a that is a very large Faceless Mage.
It is. I was supposed to have played the Yami on top of it, so I could get him to Guardian Star and accidentally played it.
Ricky failing another duel. Technically could have got out of that by like playing Skelgon, but it probably wouldn't have lasted for long. So maybe smart to just take the loss and get back in. Link appears to be maybe in trouble at the moment. Namitai's in free duel on somebody. Probably farming for monsters at the moment. The Bakura duel did not go too well. Now you could opt to go to Shoddy free duel because Shoddy drops insanely good cards. 3 Dragon, 3 Thunder every time. Type stuff. Right, so 1 DMK probably will buff the deck up enough. And Link getting some good fusions here. That should be a clean A-Tech. Trap went off, Magic's played. I saw the equip and the fusions have been good, so. Hopefully Namitai wins some fusion material and some dragons and thunders here. That is okay. You know, there's a lot of good stuff in there.
That was an A-Tech.
Link with the A-Tech Kaiba, so we are now tied. That is 1 A-Tech for everybody. And Link with the progress lead as well. Puts him in the lead for this. Just needs 4 A-Techs on other duelists. Being the first one to beat World Tourney and being tied on the A-Tech count. So all Link has to do now is do 4 A-Techs before rickyjay or Namitai do 4 A-Techs. And then that's it. That should be the lead. So it just comes down to how skilled you are and how well you can get these A-Techs off properly. It's definitely an interesting race goal this time. So there is actually no reason to do what Link is currently doing. Don't want to say anything, but you can go to Jono 2 without going over here, so there's actually no reason to do this cutscene. We'll see if it makes a difference. Probably won't. Link is opting for a Mage Soldier, which again is not needed, but you know, if you're A-Teching somebody, you know, you could A-Tech Mage Soldier. He drops Dark Energy, you know, you got some good stuff in there. No equips, but I see like enough traps to feed like a family. That's a little bit of everything. There's a lot of trap cards. Not much else. A couple dragons is always good. And we see a Soul Hunter fusion from Namitai. Very good one. Ricky working on Pegasus. This one's going much more smooth than the last one. And Link working on Mage Soldier. Yeah, Namitai definitely struggling with the deck quite a bit. still struggling with the deck. But at least everybody has a trap. But you know, this race is close still. Still quite a ways to go. Nobody won an early trap, so this did slow it down. I thought this run would go like a little shorter than the last one, but it's probably going to be very similar on time. So Hunter's doing pretty well over here. You can A-Tech the same duelist. It just has to be 5 total A-Techs. It's more valuable to do them in campaign, so you don't waste as much time in free duel, but none of our runners had good luck winning a trap early on, so they're all opting to do some free duel A-Techs. Appears to be a Mage Soldier A-Tech attempt for Link. Yeah, I mean, if your deck's good enough and you have the ability to do campaign, you probably should. But we're seeing Namitai struggle a lot with the deck at the moment. It's not going that well. Trying to A-Tech Bakura at the moment. Ricky about to finish up a Pegasus A-Tech here next turn. Yeah, exactly. Both of them, both rickyjay and Namitai were able to get a defensive win A-Tech on Shoddy, and it did drop a trap for Namitai, which was very good. Like, winning the trap off of the defensive win A-Tech can help quite a bit. Right, Ricky with the A-Tech on Pegasus. Got it that time. So that is the second one for Ricky. Has to do 3 more. And still has to finish World Tournament as well. I believe is up to Kaiba. That was a scam tech. Congratulations on the scam tech.
That was disgusting.
that was pretty good.
What?
Also, more ads.
What? Across away.
Shout out to whatever this ad is for on Link's stream. Luckily, we're not missing anything too exciting. It's just a Mage Soldier A-Tech. I'll give anyone bonus points if they deck out Mage Soldier. It's impossible, by the way. It's impossible.
I can't pick his hand.
Yeah, it is impossible.
It's the tagger bait. He can't fuse. He can't play more than 1 card per turn.
Ah.
I will say A-Tech Bakura is very underrated. A-Tech Bakura has some great hundo drops. See if anything comes from this Bakura A-Tech. I really hope this A-Tech is successful. Link's about to get a Mage Soldier A-Tech finished off here.
To be a rat.
Bright Castle Vanilla. Oh my.
And there's the
Bright
Bakura
Castle
A-Tech.
Vanilla. Oh my.
With Bright Castle. It's the vanilla drop. Got a vanilla fake trap and a vanilla Bright Castle, and Link is B-Tech Dark Energy.
Ooh.
Is that a ding? I'm gonna ding for the
I mean,
bright
we've got
guys.
dark
Pretty
energy.
effective. Pretty effective.
Well, you have good equip now. So Link just wasted the progress lead by failing the A-Tech on Mage Soldier. Now with 2 failed A-Techs. So far we've
Yeah,
had
we should
4
track that.
total. At least you win the Dark Energy off of that. So that puts Ricky back in the lead potentially. He has a lot of.
Oh me.
Does he have a lot of traps? No, not really.
Oh me.
Well, Link's deck is definitely better now than it was before. But is not in a great spot right now. It's going to have to go to Pegasus Free Duel, which, you know, if you're going to A-Tech somebody, like in Free Duel, you have a lot of choices here, because A-Tech Pegasus is just the most common one people are used to, but he's not the easiest person to A-Tech either. I imagine this deck is fine to beat Pegasus, but, like, you're probably better off, in theory, A-Teching someone a little easier to beat. But, like, this should be fine. Like, in theory, this should be fine. You know, 2600, you're probably fine. So, I believe everybody's currently on Pegasus. Ricky had to take a BCD on... that was not Pegasus, that was DMK.
I love BC.
Trying to improve the deck a little bit.
I love BC.
Ricky's lacking dragons. Ricky has no thunders still. Am I reading that right? You have 0 thunders, Ricky.
Yes, that's why I've gone back to DM.
Oh no.
What happened to your thunders?
I didn't get it.
I've been sitting comfortably here.
I want to.
So I think
I want to.
I'm looking and I see 9 thunders
What?
combined, and 7 of them are on Link's run. You know, 7 thunders at 54 minutes is pretty good. So the lead keeps flip-flopping here. Namitai is probably back in the lead, being currently on Atex at the moment. Ricky is farming currently for thunders to be able to beat people a little easier. And Link is 1 Atec behind, but technically has the progress lead, but the progress lead is not currently important. It does allow him to Atec like different people rather than the 3 hardest in World Tournament, but I mean, most people would probably just stick with Pegasus for the remainder. And we're seeing a big goodie boss. That's good if you're A-Teching though, you know. That gets you some damage pretty easily. No, Ricky, if you scroll through the drops 3 extra times, it's still not going to be a Thunder on the 3rd pass. This is unfortunate not winning any Thunders here, because you technically have a good lead. It's just no Thunders really makes like getting beyond Isis pretty difficult. Like, if Link has any advantage right now, it's definitely the strongest deck. You know, and he has 3 trap cards at least. He probably has 4 or 5. He has the most Thunders and Dragons by far. You know, he in theory should save time in the duels, Is it enough to save like an extra ATEX worth of time? Honestly, I think so. Because we're seeing a lot of problems from Namitai beating like Bakura earlier. And that was just Bakura. It's going to be tougher when we get to Isis and Kaiba. So Link's deck is definitely the best one at the moment.
Cool. We'll get an extra one next time. Oh, maybe not.
It's so weird seeing like 2 Raigekis and seeing people toss the second Raigeki. It's like, what are you doing tossing Raigeki on an ATEC?
Wait the extra turn. Just for fusions.
Ricky finishing up another duel. Hoping to win some Thunders finally. I see one. Alright, you have to have some star chips now as well. You could buy a Thunder, go in with 2. Like, you definitely have some. Like, you could ATEC somebody like Mai at this point. You know, you don't have to ATEC Pegasus. You could go for someone a little easier to beat. Alright, Link finishing up, hopefully the second ATEC here. It is an ATEC. So there is the second one complete. Everybody is currently tied with 2 ATECs. Although Namitai is finishing up what is probably number 3 at the moment.
Swear to God, if he plays it here,
That's a good ATEC, Link.
Yep, it's a good one.
Alright, Namitai finishing number 3 here if it works, and it does work. So back to first place. And Ricky is in starting the next ATEC. So, like I said, Link does have the deck advantage. It's currently ATECing Mage Soldier. Opting for someone a little easier to beat. You know, which I think is a good strategy.
Flashbacks of yesterday of your run.
I mean, you could ATEC Haishin.
Good.
He drops Dark Hole. Widespread, Raigeki.
I think I need. I think
Yeah,
I
he
need
drops
one.
Megamorph.
But then again, if I have a draw like that, then maybe.
I want as many Megamorphs from Haishin as I did from Pegasus yesterday. How many? Oh, 0.
0.
Yeah. And I see a Scam Tech for Namitai as well. But I mean, the deck is okay. You know, you won the Bright Castle earlier. Like, it's gonna be enough to get through, I think. But you still hope to not see a Scam Tech. Oh, because I have seen it asked, you don't have to ATEC different duelists every time. I'm not sure if you guys were aware.
I think it's just worked out besides the attack so randomly. No one's doing duplicate on yet.
And as always, this tournament's just an experiment. You know, if this goes well and people enjoy it, then there's a potential we can have a larger, similar format tournament, you know, in the future. I think the last goal was definitely a lot more faster paced, and this is a lot more technical and skill based. So you've already had some variety in the first 2 matches of this tournament, which I think is really good. Namitai starting Isis here. Having a Umi play at the moment. You know, Namitai's deck has caught up a little bit with 3-3. It's still not going to be the easiest one to win with, but like that Umi play causes a big problem. You could set Raigeki and play it later, but there is a chance of Feather Duster. You don't have any other winning card right now. Already down to Rainbow Marine Mermaids, so you can beat that if you have to survive a little bit longer.
I've got a problem. They're activating the trap.
Kyriushin Fusion. It's not great.
I don't need to activate any of those cards. Did it all in my first few turns, luckily.
It's not a great hand for Ricky. You know, definitely needs to see an attacker on this next turn. Yo, best viewers? Insane. Alright, got the attack in there, so this should be a clean attack, hopefully. Should be a clean attack. Link finishing up a Mage Soldier attack within the next 2 turns. Definitely an easier person to attack because of him being much easier to beat.
Nice little finish there.
And Ricky finishing up number 3. Commencement Dance Vanilla.
Oh, and exactly for
Yo, Scam Tech.
perfect.
Oop.
He was just betting that scam tech, but not by much.
So Link has finished up the Mage Soldier attack. Link and Ricky are very close. The only difference is Ricky still has to beat Kaiba Campaign, where Link can just continue attacking like easier people. We're definitely seeing Namitai struggling on this Isis attack at the moment, so Link might actually catch up on the progress just from having these much faster duels. Link is probably back to Pegasus, it seems like. But, you know, the deck should be fine to handle Pegasus.
My selfie. Oh no, my selfie. I don't like attacking my selfie. I don't like attacking my selfie.
So this is actually still a really close race. Link's failing 2 attacks has definitely made this a lot closer than it would be otherwise. He's failed 1 more attack than the others have. It's very important to not make any more major mistakes here because like you're basically in control here because your duel speed is so much faster than Namitai's. If you can just get these last 2 attacks clean. And Ricky's not too far behind. The question is whether his deck can handle Kaiba. This could end up being very close. And dare I say it, it could come down to Jono. The end of this run could come down to Jono. Will the gatekeeper Jono let people through with the APAL? I didn't expect it to come down to that, but it may. It may come down to that. Final turn of the Isis attack attempt for Namitai. I believe Ricky tried an Isis A-Tech and failed. That's a good fusion chain there. I mean, you didn't need to play the last couple cards, but that is a good chain there. Namitai should hopefully have enough fusions to finish this one off. Very interesting board with no twin-headed. Have an equipped Soul Hunter and a 2 equipped Mystical Sand on Umi against Isis, you know. It's definitely one of the things of all time. That is the Isis A-Tech. Namitai still in the lead. Needs to get through Kaiba here. And Link and Ricky not too far behind, both in very similar spots on their A-Tech. I believe they're on the same turn as we speak. This is a very, very close race.
Finally, that's 2.
If this Kaiba A-Tech goes well, if it's fairly clean for Namitai, then this is this is very good. It's going to come down to how well this A-Tech goes. That's a Spike Seadra, and there's some more traps to work with. A couple dragons, you know. The dragons are really important at this point, because you're running a deck that just doesn't really, you know, beat Kaiba very well. Like, that was probably the best kind of drops Namitai could ask for. Outside of, you know, just more equips. Yeah, Ricky and Link are on the exact same turn, finishing up their respective Pegasus A-Techs. It's going to be very close. This is the 4th A-Tech for both of them. As long as they both, like, successfully do this one, this is going to be very close. Namitai having much, much slower duels due to the deck, so we'll see how this ends up playing out. Ricky can win this turn. Is he going to go for it? He's going to go for it.
Yeah, let's put that in dragons on them.
Hopefully it's not a fail.
I hope I haven't fucked this up.
That is a shield for Kaiba on Namitai's screen. If Ricky gets this, he can go into Kaiba. And he got it, so that is Pegasus down. You have one more A-Tech to do. Link trying to finish up this one. Final turn here. This should be clean. It's a lot easier to do the A-Techs when you're at this stage in the deck build. And that is a successful Pegasus A-Tech. So, everybody is one away. Link wins a Megamorph and is going back in. He has the ability to stay in free duel. He doesn't have to do any of the cutscenes in World Tourney. So, this is going to end up being very close. It seems like it's Link's race to lose at the moment, if he can successfully do this A-Tech. That's an MBD killer firsthand, so that's very good. This is going to come down, and it's going to be very close, assuming all these final duels end up working. Namitai's got a problem, though. It's currently behind on Kaiba. But, like, probably the best kind of behind you can be, where you're, like, kind of behind. Like, there's just a shield down there. You're technically behind, but could be a lot worse. You know, you can win, in theory, without removing that shield, ever. You could get rid of the shield right now if you want to. See if that second Mystical Sand is in Saturn to deal with the shield. It is, so the board is clear. But if we look at the card count and the turn count, it's 24 versus 28. So Namitai's probably going to finish, you know, assuming the duel goes the same speed, one turn faster, and then has the cutscenes. So I think Link has caught up, even with the extra failed A-Tech. See how Ricky's Kaiba duel's going. Currently walled by a turtle. Need to clear that this turn. That's the problem now, because that has the potential for some evil to happen. No evil, so... Ooh, but that hand doesn't really help. You're still currently walled by that turtle. Oh, this is like super close between all three right now. Namitai's got the slight edge on Ricky at the moment, and then Link is right there as well, all trying to finish this 5th A-Tech at the same time. It's a good hand. Good hand for Namitai. Link's duel is probably the least interesting, but does need to get these effective attacks off. You know, you haven't got any yet, and you're down to 16 cards, so definitely have to make sure they happen. Unless you're going 5 equip, then, you know, you don't need the effectives. I'm not sure how many total equips are in there. I see 4 on the tracker. Interesting. Interesting. Dark Witch into Nekogal with the equip. Alright, Ricky has got his control back on Kaiba. Namitai probably with about a minute lead on Ricky at the moment, assuming the rest of the duel goes cleanly for both. That's the Geki in hand. It's going to be... opting not to play it. Opting to play it instead. Okay, alright. Yeah, this is going to be like dead even going into Jono. What if the race does come down to that time Link wasted going to talk to Sedine? Because that's actually unnecessary. You can fight Mage Soldier without it. It'd be crazy if the race came down to that. Alright, fusions should be good here. Namitai finishing off the final turn. Hope everything is clean on Link's screen with this A-Tech. It's hard to keep up with making sure all 3 of them have done the correct stuff. Alright, Namitai finishing probably A-Tech number 5. And that's number 5. So that is A-Tech's complete for Namitai. All they have to do is A-Pow Jonah 2nd. This is going to be extremely close. This is basically dead even. It's so close right now. Link finishes the A-Tech, and that's 5 out of 5. Now these cutscenes versus go into campaign. Oh man. This is extremely close.
Good luck, Link.
Thank you.
Oh, Link has already been here to save, so Link does have a slight time advantage on these cutscenes as well. So Link has caught up. All this run comes down to is, does the Jono 2 A-Pow happen? Namitai going in no save. You know, if you don't get the A-Pow, and obviously if you don't get the A-Pow, you go back to free duel, try again.
No, it's like fusions about its effective sadness. I don't think.
Link with a good start. This is probably a POW for sure. Probably. Just needs to draw some monsters after this. That's a really good draw. You can Geki next turn and you have it. You have the A-POW if you get it.
It'll be GG's next turn.
Yeah.
Oh, and the red eyes start for Namitai. And that's gonna be the win. Link is redeeming himself after finishing last place in the first match. And that is first place for Link, winning this one. Any MBDs?
No. Flame Swordsman.
No
You
MBDs.
haven't put my 50 attack on.
Yeah, I was taking care of it. I got you. Ricky with 5 attacks, and now it's a very close race for second as well. Namitai appears to have a chance here to save this A-Tech. Or save this A-POW, even after playing Raigeki. It's going to be very close. I don't think this A-POW's still. But, you know, you can go back into Free Duel and get it. It's going to come down to whether this is A-POW.
No, not dropping zombie.
Will this be A-POW? If this is A-POW, Namitai gets second place. If not, it's Ricky's second place to lose.
A-POW.
Will it be A-POW? It is A-POW. I did not think that would A-POW. You got it.
That's it.
That was extremely close race.
That's it.
Do not play. Do not play it. You asshole!
And Ricky gets the red eyes as well.
Unlucky. That is really unlucky.
At this
Play a
point,
back throw. Can't play a back throw.
at this point, you just go through and finish. So you still get points based on your finish position. So.
Yeah.
And Ceres will do this race goal sometime on their own. Hopefully with no spoilers.
Hopefully.
Oh no.
Dragon? That's fine.
Oh. You accepted fake outs? Oh.
75% for Jono to attack, so that was not a likely fake out there.
Yeah, that's 50. It goes up 50% because then there's 2 cancers.
Well, you only needed the red eyes, really.
Yeah.
That's really good that you drew that, because if he mountains, then you would... I'm glad it was Kaminari attack. So Ricky is still going because
That he has tremendous fire. One funny thing I know
Yeah,
about
he does.
Jono, that he has tremendous fire.
That may have not been had that played.
So Ricky needs to finish this one to earn points still. Ceres on the tracker will be doing this run in the future, probably. We're still working out the fine details with that. There is, like, we still don't know exactly what's going to happen, but there will be points awarded based on this. Ricky could get 2 points for 3rd place or 1 point for 4th place. But if you don't finish at all, you get 0 points. So it is important knowledge. We're going to do some little audio manip here. I think this should work. $2,700 soul hunter for ices. this race was shorter than the last one. Just by a little bit. What happened? The next race, we're not sure yet, but they're for sure going to be either 2 or 3 races next week. They'll be sometime Wednesday or later. After this match, I'm going to put out another scheduling form, and we'll get times for everybody to do their race. It's kind of hard to schedule 4 people in one race, so that does cause problems. So we will know next week when the races will be. We'll know by Monday. Or maybe Tuesday. We'll know by then. So in theory, if Ceres does this run on their own and gets like sub 1 out, I think you do get knocked down to 2nd place if that happens. We'll see. Like, what are the thoughts on how this one went? Definitely, I saw a lot more struggling in this one than I did last race. Yeah, like, Link's strat of just going ended up being the best because his deck was just good. But should be a pal. You didn't use magic, so. Hey, flame swordsman. Let's make sure to dot. And there we go. And that is an ad for Peacock and the Summer Olympics. Well, yeah, that's going to be the end for this race. I'm going to send out another scheduling form. It's going to be the same as last week's. We're going to do either 2 or 3 races total next week. Link and Namitai, because you did 2 this week, you're probably only doing 1, maybe 0 next week. You're going to do 4 total.